Hi, welcome to another Sparkling Art Sessions with Sparkles Van Gogh. My name is Sparkles. I'm your charming host for this wonderful drawing session. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a meditative intuitive mandala with just using two tools, a piece of paper and your pencil. All right, so hold on, I need my eyes. That's the other thing I do have to. Can't draw without those. Okay, so to start with the mandala, we're going to find the center of the paper and you're just going to guesstimate. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Then the point of the meditative mandalas is relaxation and enjoyment and going along for the ride and not worrying about the end product but enjoying the process. And it's a practice of letting go if you're a control freak. Okay, so let's see, I've got my center. And the thing about doing intuitive mandalas is you just listen and it's going to tell you what's going to come next. Now you can choose to do that during this or you can just follow along and do what I do, whatever makes you happy. So I'm going to do a small circle around my inner circle. And it's being called, I'm going to do another circle around that inner circle. Now, as you can see, I totally went too close to that, so I'm going to go and make it a little bit bigger so it's more even. And I'm doing it really dark right now for the camera, but when you're doing this at home, do it lighter so that you can go in and erase if you need to once we cover it over with the black magic marker. Okay, so now I'm going to draw some guidelines. So I'm going to just draw a nice horizontal. Nope, that would be vertical. A nice vertical line right through the center, all the way down. And now I'm going to do the horizontal, like so. Just light guidelines. I'm going to do them a little darker now just so that you can see them on the camera. Okay, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is 3 little flower petals in each section here. And a good way to do mandalas is to lightly go over it in your mind before you actually use the pencil. That way you can see in your mind's eye before you go. Okay, kind of looks like we have a daisy in there. Now, I think I'm going to do a circle around that daisy. And now that I have the guidelines in, I'm going to go in quarters. It's a little bit easier to keep it even if you break the circle down when you're not using any other tools. And this one's a little bit shorter on this side, so I'm going to extend those out a little bit. And then I'm going to do another circle following along that circle. Now I can see by looking at it that these ones are a little bit closer, so I'm going to extend these petals out a little bit. And you're going to trace over your petals, and I'm going to need a black magic marker. Okay, what are we going to do here? I think we're going to come straight out, and I'm going to do circles right on the outer circle. Because that's what it says wants to come next. And I'm going to turn my page. Don't ever be afraid to turn your page. Ooh, look at that. It's a magic marker that just magically appeared. Thank you, Darren. Okay. Okay. What else do we need to do? Now I'm going to do another circle around those circles. Quarter to quarter. Again, I'm going to turn my page because I find it's easier to keep the big eye on the whole picture as I turn my paper around, and it helps keep things a little bit even. Now I'm going to do another circle around that outer circle. I'm going to go this side. I tend to make better circles going this way than going that way. You just find what works for you the more you do these. And that came out a little bit bigger there, so I'm going to course correct. And I went a little bit thin on these, so I'm going to course correct again. When I go to color this in, first I'm going to outline it with the magic marker, and then I can erase the pencil lines. So if I need to course correct, I'm not going to worry about erasing them now. Alright, what do we want to do next? I think I'm going to do some Hershey Kisses or Temple Domes. So I do them in my mind first so I can kind of see where I want them to go, and I'm going to put some guidelines dots down. 2 of them. One, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, and then I want to decide how big I'm going to do them. So I'm going to do another outer circle so that I'll have guidelines. And I'm just kind of eyeballing the middle and trying to stay as even as I can. But it's not going to be perfect because this is freehand. So it's going to be an organic, free-flowing mandala. Okay. So now I'm going to do my Hershey's Kisses. Using those 2 dots and coming up into the middle of those 2 dots at the other. One of the nice benefits of drawing and doing mandalas is it's very meditative. If you're in a bad mood, you get into focusing on this and your bad mood just disappears. So because I've got the double circles going on, I'm going to continue that with this one. So I'm going to go quarter to quarter again. Oops, and I'm going the other way. I just got done saying I go better this way, so. But it's good to go against the ways that you normally go. It gives you, helps build new neural pathways. Keeps you young. Alrighty, now what are we going to do next? I think we're going to do some triangles. And I'm not going to need any marks because I'm just going to use the tip. I'm going to come up from the center right out. So I'm going to put a little right at the tip of those petals. There we go. So I know where to start my triangles. There we go. Now again, I want a guideline so they all come out uniform. I'm going to do another outer circle. How big do we want them? Let's go this way and this way. This will be the last circle. So there we go. So we're going to go about here to here. Nope, do it this way. First one, it's good to get it really good. There we go. Yeah, I always just like to visualize once in my mind before I actually draw. That just helps me get it to come out a little bit more on track. Okay, I don't know why triangles, but I'm going to stop just a little bit before and then join. I'm going to try and keep the angles the same, but again, doing this free form, you're not always going to get it perfect, and that is a-okay. they're close enough. Yep, I'm liking it. Okay. Another video I'll take you through with the tools on how to get it if you want it perfect. If you're one of those people that just has to have everything perfectly. Okay, close enough. I'm also kind of eyeballing. See, that one's a little bit closer than the other one, so I might actually come in and do the lower one. You want to keep them somewhat even so your eye doesn't get too far off, drawn off. Okay. See, that one looks a little low to me, so yeah. Do this. There we go. Close enough. Okay. And let's see, let's do another outside circle because we have outside circles all the way, so we'll keep it the same. And again, I'm going back the way that's not my strongest way, but that's alright. Like I said, I'm building new neural netways. Alright, I think that's a good one for today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black magic marker. You can use whatever you have around the house. I happen to have a Sharpie pen, so that's what I'm going to use today. And as I'm looking at this, I'm just looking through and seeing if anything looks really off. The only thing that looks a little off is there's a big space between here as opposed to the other ones. So I might do that. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and do those now so I remember which is the one I want. Okay, but generally I start from the inside out. And I course corrected a little bit on that one. That's okay, because when we're done outlining with the black magic marker, you go in with an eraser and erase lightly all the pencils. Okay, now I'm going to do the outside. Again, don't be afraid to turn your paper, and I always visualize once. And with the marker, I will go the way that I'm most comfortable because it's easier to stay on the line if you're doing it the way you're comfortable the most. And again, I'm going from mark to mark. Don't try and do the whole thing with one unless you're very confident that you're not going to go off the line. Because it's hard to fix Sharpie. Easy to fix pencil, hard to fix Sharpie. Now, looking at these circles, I think I'm going to lift them up a little bit so that they're not touching either line. And of course corrected the location of them a little bit as well. Because you want to pull back and look at the mandala from the big picture to say, oh, now see, this one's a little bit wider than that one. And I'm not going to add another one in there because when you go in and color it, it'll balance it out. both circles, inner and outer. And it's nice when you're drawing the lines to stop where other lines come in to join them, because that way if you go off a little bit or kind of put too much ink there, it doesn't show as much as if you stop, say, in the middle where there's nothing else going on. And remember to breathe. It's no good if you're not breathing. Drawing these mandalas is a good way to get out of your head for an hour or so. And I'm going to do the inner and outer circles on the next layer. The Sharpie seems to be drying out a little bit, but that's okay, because when you color it or paint it or do whatever you're going to do to put the color on it, you're going to go over these lines a couple times anyways. And if you come up with a mandala design that you really like, you can run it through a scanner and use it as a template for more than one piece of art. And now for the outside circles. Alright, and there we have a nice intuitive. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Technical difficulties with my Sharpie pen. The cover from this one won't come out of that one. Well, anyways, thank you for joining me today. Now, what you do here is would lightly erase the pencil lines before you color it in, and if you want to share your finished mandalas with me, I'd love to show them off. And and if you like this, like, share, and subscribe. And join me on another sparkling art session soon. Thanks for joining me today.